My name is Karen MacLaughlin. I am a director on the Rochester School Board, and I'm providing the meeting recap for the meeting that occurred on Tuesday, June 13th of 2023. Thanks for joining us, and we were not able to live stream our meeting tonight, but you can find it on youtube.com/ISD535, and you can also find the materials for the meeting at rochesterschools.org/board docs. I do want to start from the beginning that we covered a lot of material tonight. It was very informative, but this is not the only time that we're going to be discussing these topics, so stay tuned. And if you're very motivated and passionate about the issues that we talked about tonight, please review the materials on board docs. We started our meeting with an introduction remarks from Dr. Backel, Superintendent Backel, about he provided a memo with some of his remarks about the topics for tonight, and then we jumped into a DISC update about the multi-tiered systems of supports known as MTSS, and we were lucky to have Dr. Kim Gibbons from the University of Minnesota presenting us with the information about MTSS. MTSS is an integrated, comprehensive, system-wide framework that focuses on the alignment of systems necessary for all students' academic, behavioral, and social success. In 2022, RPS requested a review of our district-wide implementation of MTSS, and we now have a report from the research team to help the district prioritize, plan, and implement MTSS with fidelity to continually improve organizational efficiency, sustainability, and effectiveness. The ultimate goal is to maximize the success for all students, not just special education students or students who are struggling academically. The overall goal is to develop and implement with fidelity a uniform and aligned MTSS framework across ages and grade levels. We also learned that this framework is designed to be an equitable distribution of resources and opportunity across the district. MTSS also focuses on identifying and supporting systems, supporting all students, its evidence-based practices, and database decision-making model to remove barriers to learning at all levels. So it ties in our teachers and our students and everyone in the district to work together towards those goals. It also includes in the definition infrastructures for continuous improvement, family and community engagement, multi-layered practices and supports, assessment, and database decision-making. Finally, it's very much integrated with the district's strategic plan, talking about transforming education, strengthening support, creating community, empowering people, and shifting systems. The district was also, and the board was provided with this entire comprehensive report, which is also available on board docs on the district website. The comprehensive report is designed and with the idea of getting better at getting better. It's a 3 to 5 year implementation at least. It might even be longer for the secondary grades. And it also focuses on the fact that as we recognize as a school board and as a district, teachers need more support to maximize the success of all students. The report talks about 5 different questions and looks at the infrastructure. The 5 questions are: to what extent is RPS implementing an aligned pre-K through 12 MTSS framework across all buildings? To what extent do teachers and staff support implementation of MTSS framework? What are the student achievement, social, emotional, and behavioral outcomes that result in RPS's MTSS implementation? To what extent does the climate of each building in the district foster positive student development and learning and family engagement? And finally, what is the impact of the MTSS framework on special education child count? We were also fortunate to have Dr. Gibbons give us an overview of the READ Act, which was just passed by the Minnesota legislature and signed into law by our governor. What we learned about the READ Act is that the research shows in Minnesota that 500,000 students are not proficient in reading at this time. So the READ Act is designed to provide literacy reform in the framework, which is the MTSS that we were talking about, that I just described and that we talked about tonight. And then also it's a literacy reform in the terms of adaptive change with no quick fix and providing the support and technical assistance. The exciting part about what Dr. Gibbons is working with our district is she is also providing that same technical support to the state to implement the READ Act. So we're ahead of the game in that we're having great technical assistance and advice and research provided to our district that's also going to the state as well. Not only did it provide information about literacy reform, it talked about, Dr. Gibbons described for us the policy implications of that literacy reform, the professional learning and coaching that is designed in that READ Act, and also implementation and a timeline are all included in her summary for the board tonight. We then move forward with an actual literacy plan update from the district administration. We learned that the RPS literacy plan will be significantly revised over the summer to incorporate policies, initiatives, and investments of this historic READ Act that was passed by our legislature and approved at the close of the 2023 session. We learned that the U of M researchers are, again, the leading technical provider for the READ Act and for RPS. And then the district staff provided us information about the major shifts in literacy at RPS. They will be implementing structured literacy practices aligned to the new standards. There'll be stronger alignment between special education and general education. We'll be maximizing use of the FastBridge assessment to inform and shape our practices, and teaching reading in secondary schools. The district staff also provided in their presentation about the core goals of literacy at RPS, recognizing that the new curriculum options under the READ Act will be launched on or about January 1st of 2024, and prior to that we'll be providing the professional development to the teachers to get them ready for these new curriculum options in the literacy area. The core goals of literacy at RPS are going to be aligning practices and materials to structure literacy instruction and evidence-based practices, provide explicit system instruction in reading, adopt high-quality teaching resources to support literacy, particularly at the foundational levels, meaning the early grades, invest in ongoing professional development for elementary and secondary content area teachers around reading and content areas. We're going to be investing in ongoing professional development in the language arts and evidence-based reading instruction, and providing target support in reading based on ongoing formative assessment and the MTSS process. So that shows how this is all going to tie together, the MTSS and the literacy goals. And finally, the staff talked about these steps forward in 2023-24 to expand the literacy model to include all K-5 teachers, intensive classroom teachers, and administrators. In the K-2 grades, we'll be focusing on targeted support for Tier 1 and Tier 2 services with core curriculum. In the 3 to 5 grades, we'll be providing evidence-based practices and a new curriculum. In the area of special education, the focus will be further implementation of Tier 3 curriculum, focusing on student data and customized professional development and principal walkthroughs. And finally, the FastBridge assessment data. We'll be building staff capacity to shape instruction and target interventions. So as I said, we've covered a lot of information in this meeting. You can go to the school's website, rochesterschools.org, and /board, and learn about the meetings, the policies, the updates, and how to contact the school board directly. Thank you so much for listening, and please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.